8th of March marks International Women's Day, and the day's theme, #BeBoldForChange, focuses on women in the changing world of work. The United Nations has called on all actors to step it up for gender equality towards a planet 50-50 by 2030 by ensuring that the world of work works for all women. Earlier on, I had a chat with some women who have made major strides in male-dominated fields, and here now is a story of struggle, success, and resilience. I am joined by Grace Wahome. She is the director of Skarga Kennels, and she actually rears working dogs. She'll be telling us more about that. And I also have Tabitha Kimeli. She is a senior engineer at Kenya Airways. And I have Lucia Moroto. She is a matatu conductor, has a very interesting story to her, you can imagine, with the kind of industry we're talking about. And of course, I have Eseline Muniale. She's also an engineer with Kenya Airways. Now, Grace, going by the theme, be bold for change. You clearly are bold dealing with dogs, because most women would rather not deal with, even men. But we also have to think about the fact that you're a woman who went into this industry, and it's a male-dominated field, but you've made a success out of it. What do you think has been your success? What was the, what made you a success?
First of all, determination and not giving up. Not giving up on being a woman also must have played a very huge role, and being bold. And I'm happy that today the theme is being bold. To be bold to change the world. And I'm happy with that, because that is one biggest step that women have to realize. Without being bold, even if it's taken out of context by others, it's being bold to change and face the challenges as they come.
Okay.
Yes.
Speaking of boldness, another lady that we cannot ignore here is Lucia. You are in the matatu industry. You are a conductor with a Kitengela route.
Yes.
Why this job? Why not any other?
It's for the adventure. Sorry, it's for the adventure, meeting new people, and you have to have a lot of courage.
Yeah, I can imagine. You've done this for a year now. What are some of the things that you've had to deal with head first?
Head first, let's see. Well, the cops are very shocked, for one thing. The women police, no, they look up to me, they're very happy. They say, wow, as in, wow, you help us make a change. The men, well, I'm sorry if they're watching this, they come and ukonamze. Yeah.
Okay.
That's one. The passengers, yes, all my colleagues know where. I think it's most, whatever job you do, if you respect yourself, you'll go anywhere. But if you get into a job and then start, if you're a woman, you start not laughing around, but then going to the extent of seeing any man as if he's yours. Then it's uneasy, you'll just be said, she's in there, but she builds herself through the wrong ways, not through the right ones.
True. Yeah. Let's talk about engineering a bit at Kenya Airways. Tabitha, you've been there for 10 years. Now, definitely in 10 years, a lot has changed. What are the challenges you had to face?
First of all, the attitude that the men have towards you as a woman. They think you're not able to do the kinds of job that they're doing. So the moment you come in, they'll take you to cabin, because it appears that it's a bit lighter for you. They don't expect you to work on the engines. When I joined, I was taken to cabin first. Yeah, and you have to really work extra hard to you have to prove a point.
Okay, what's the difference with the cabin and the engines?
Cabin is
what's
just
the workload?
in the internal part of the aircraft, where the seats and the IFEs and the toilets. But external work now is the engines, where we have the undercarriage, we have the fuselage external. It's more masculine.
Heavy lifting.
There's a lot of heavy lifting, because you're expected to replace a main wheel, you're expected to remove a component from the engine, you're expected to lower an engine or lift it up. Yeah, so for them, they would think that it's more manly to be outside there, and for a lady, just being put in internal, because the work there is a bit light for you. So you really have to work hard to really prove a point to them that you're able to do whatever it's outside there.
Okay,
Yes.
speaking of proving yourself,
Yeah.
Eslene, you've done this for 5 years now. What are the things that you've had to prove yourself about? Credentials, maybe?
Yes, because most of the time when you get into the workplace, people don't really know how to perceive you as a woman. The first thing, there's this whole concept of you're a woman, there's the damsel in distress kind of thing, and you really have to work hard. I can join with someone, and them being male, they have an easier time. But for me, I have to work twice as hard, if not 3 times, to prove myself constantly. There's so many challenges we face as women in aviation that thankfully people like Tabitha have gone through the harder part, but we still have to face these challenges daily.
All right, but definitely a lot has changed in the time. I mean, for you to be successes
Yes.
in what you're
A
doing.
lot has
So
changed.
what are some of the changes, especially for you? I mean, this is generally entrepreneurial, where you go into the kennel and they say, okay, you're a woman, do you have what it takes? Do you breed the right dogs and all? But what are some of the changes you've seen with time?
With time, people have started to embrace what you do, but also for you to prove, for them to embrace you, you also have to prove with your quality. As much as everyone would want to start a business or would want to start a business, but you have to have a rank higher than everyone else. So once you have that and you've maintained that, the quality aspect comes in, and of course now the respect also of doing the right thing comes in. Notwithstanding that, sometimes as much as you want to do it correctly, you're pulled back. And when you're pulled back, if you don't take over the challenge straightforward, you will be held back. But once you pass, and I always say, once you put the string in the needle, yeah, you can uncover all the challenges and work with them.
Okay,
yeah.
Lucia, for you, I can imagine the changes took a while, but you've implemented them. And for those that have actually experienced a woman conductor, they can tell the difference. So what are some of the changes you think you brought to the table as opposed to what men do?
Well, language. What I enjoy doing is greeting the passengers, or saying thank you, or if it's at night when they're late, to say good night. Such politeness that you don't get. You don't. That we try not to make a scene. Let's say if somebody stays with your change, if it's a man, they'll rudely shout, even though there's loud music, they'll make sure everyone hears it. If it's me, if somebody says, Madam, change, I'll go next to them and I'll explain. It's not something that everyone needs to hear. And then, well, most women don't have that habit of kuchana, even the drivers. So we'll keep ourselves nice. We won't go for a modeling job that will do all our makeup, but we'll look good. A man maybe will do the whole day, the whole night, and then in the morning he'll have the same clothes. But a woman will have to go, just that thing of keeping clean, yeah.
Okay, Eslene, let me throw this to you. You have proven yourself, your credentials, that you can pull your weight literally. What are the things that make you smile when you're done with a day at work?
Let me tell you, there's nothing that is more amazing than seeing your aircraft taking off. I still get exhilarated by that. Seeing your work flying in the air, because that's what brought us to aviation in the first place. The fact that whatever we do, we defy gravity. It's not normal. So when the day ends and the aircraft is gone and it goes to its destination, the passengers are happy, there's nothing that makes me happier than that.
And for you, you bred a dog from a little puppy and it becomes this brave, huge dog that's a walking dog, taken by embassies and what have you. What are some of the other things that make you feel it was worth fighting it out?
Well, the satisfaction of knowing that my clients are satisfied. When you have a properly trained animal and a properly trained handler, because they have to work together, the satisfaction of, at the end of the day, somebody telling you, oh my God, your dogs did a good job. It gives you another adrenaline for the day, and you want to do it more and more and more. And I'll tell you, it's a job that if you love it, you will embrace it at all times. I love my job. Every now and then I'll sit there and just watch them, and I'm happy, and you can just see me smiling. And that's the satisfaction of it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, people are watching you talk about the things you're doing and making a success out of it. And somebody like Lucia still stop and think, okay, there are all these other jobs you could have done that are probably more secure, if you know what I mean. Why this one? And did you have like family say, no. I mean, let's do something else. Did you have that, or were they supportive?
Well, they still do. My mom till today tells me, please take care. I have a son, so she tells me, remember you have a son. Anything happens to you, he'll be the first to say, Mommy, why did you do it? But on the other end, my son is still the first one who'll tell me, Mommy, you're late for work. Amka, and I'm shagari. So I'm happy. It's a good job. It has a good salary. A lot of people don't think it's for the money. Well, I'm really, it is for the money also, because it's good. Whatever route, there's money everywhere. Yes.
Okay, now let's talk about the lessons we've learned, because at the end of the day, as much as we're talking about the actors in the different industries, making sure that the workplace is conducive for the women, we also have to look internally. As women, at times we are called our worst enemies. So what are some of the lessons you've learned as you go along in as far as making sure that we challenge the status quo? For you, Tabitha, 10 years.
Okay, the lessons that I've learned personally is that first of all, you need to have your self-drive. You must have a vision for yourself where you want to reach at a certain time, then work towards it. Don't listen to the negative comments for people, because if people will try to pull you down, guys will try to pull you down, even your fellow ladies will try to pull you down. They'll ask you, are you sure you're able to lead, especially if you rise up to a leadership position. Some will ask you, are you capable? Some will think that you are not able to do it, but it's self-drive. You must have your own self-drive. You believe in God, and you focus and you push for it. Yeah, so the lessons that I've learned is just that focus and self-drive. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. You're a mother and a wife, and you have this full-time job, because keeping dogs and training them is not an easy task. How is it now that because the first question that comes to you is, if you're a success at your job, then your family is suffering. So how do you create that balance?
Oh, you have to create a balance. I make sure that my kids, by the time they get home, I am home. I do homework with them, I sit with them. Only maybe when I'm traveling, I make sure that they're also sorted on the other hand. My husband also is my business partner. So at the same time, as much as I am working, he's also my business partner. So we try to separate the business from the house. It's very hard, very, very hard. And the other thing is, because they also support it, it makes life easier. When it's hard, when I need to do something, maybe in the middle of the night, they understand. And my daughters tell me, Mommy, you're going to work. Okay, it's fine. I'll take care of the dogs when you've gone. So they understand. And I always tell people is that make your family involved in what you do. It makes a whole difference. Do not steer away from them. Let them get involved. It makes a whole difference. It even makes your work easier at the end of the day.
Okay, for Lucia, you mentioned you have a son, and of course, they worry for you. But how is it that you balance out your work and job? Do you work 5 days a week? Do you have days off? How do you work it out?
I help my mom 5 days a week, and Saturday and Sunday I'm at the stage. But if anything, it's an on-call job. If they come even on Monday to Tuesday, I go to the stage. Yes.
Okay, for you, Eslin, do you find yourself having to stop and think, okay, I need to create a work-life balance? Because I know you also put in a lot of hours.
Yes.
So do you intentionally do so?
Yes, I do. The good thing about Kenya Airways and our shift is we work 4 days on, then we have 4 days off. So it does automatically create some sort of balance. However, the challenge comes in when you have to work on Christmas Day or New Year's. You actually have to consciously make an effort to reach out to people. I've lost so many friends over the years because people call you, oh, let's go meet here, but you can't. And it's hard to explain that I'm going to work from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So it's a constant struggle to strike the balance.
Okay, so speaking of which, KQ, are there initiatives that you've done internally or taken up internally to actually kind of sustain the numbers of female engineers getting into the company? Because as we said, the theme is to make sure we make that work environment conducive to take in more women.
Yeah. We recently we had a group with one of our managers who brought in some girls from Alliance Girls just to come and see what we are doing. And we are planning to have more of those programs for these young ladies to come and see what you're doing, and even for us to reach out to them so that we bring them in, yes, as a company.
Fantastic. Yes. Okay, so as we wrap this up, I just need you to give one thing that you have learned in your journey that you would, we always work at paying it forward. So that baton that you would pass on to that young girl who's watching you, thinking, oh yes, it is awesome to see somebody who's making it in a male-dominated field. So what's the one thing you'd like to pass on?
Life is tough, but you have to work with it. You have to face your challenges headstrong, and as you face your challenges, respect yourself for it. Yes, that is one thing I would say.
All right, Tabitha?
Yes, I'll say the same thing. I'd say that you need to have focus. You need to know what you want to do as a woman. Don't let people look down on you. Don't allow people to talk negative about you. Don't let anybody tell you you're not able to do it, because you can reach the highest level, your highest potential. It's very possible. You must have a positive attitude towards yourself and just work towards it. Yes.
Okay, Eslene, maybe this is a leading for you. Education is important as your parting shot.
For me, I think the only limit we have as women is ourselves. You choose whether or not you go the full way. Nothing can stop you. Yes, that's
all right, Lucia, with the one industry we are all trying to figure out how you've survived for all this time, what's the parting shot? What would you encourage those ladies out there as far as your life journey is concerned?
Well, maybe just the same. Respect yourself. There's nothing you cannot do. Just respect yourself and aim always for the highest thing you want.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies, and happy International Women's Day to you. All right. Well, happy International Women's Day to you. And of course, the challenge here is, what have you done lately to challenge that status quo? Thank you for watching. My name is Gladys Gashanja.